Greetings of peace and welcome to Session 7, How to Meditate. In this session, we're continuing with the Law of Karma, Part 2. We discussed last time, in general terms, how the Law of Karma works. And we sometimes think that what does karma have to do with meditation? When we start to get in touch with ourselves and our own feelings, and when we start having a goal or a desire that I want to be more peaceful, more happy in my life, then this law of karma comes into play. We've gone through so many experiences. Some things we have done wrong, and some things others have done wrong to us. All of these are the actions that we have performed and others have performed. We discussed last time how the law of karma is not the law of revenge. If someone has done anything wrong to me, it creates a lot of anger. And whether that anger is expressed outwardly or if we suppress it, but either way, it's something that gives sorrow to us. Sometimes there's a concern that maybe someone has done something and it seems like they have not had to face any consequences for that, or as if they've gotten away with it. But whatever actions each individual performs, it's recorded in our own subconscious, and it's something which we cannot run from. We are always with ourselves. So let's have a little bit deeper look and see how this continuation of actions plays out. What role does this beautiful, gentle light, the supreme light, what role does this being play in the law of karma? Because there's a concept that this being of light is the final judge and the one who administers punishment for whatever wrong things human beings do. But actually, the personality of this being is very unique and quite different than we think. Yes, this ocean of peace is an almighty power, but the personality of this being is always very gentle, very kind, and very merciful. Even if I have done something wrong, So how does this work? In the Eastern world, there's a general understanding that the soul is eternal and plays many parts. Like an actor will change one costume and play another part in a different costume and go on and on. This means that whatever actions we perform, the account of that, good and bad, stays with us even when we leave the body. So how this works is when we leave the body, one of the first things I'll experience is that I'm still alive. My mind, my feelings, my personality, everything will be fully intact. And then this beautiful light will receive me like a loving mother. Even if I was the type of individual who did a lot of wrong things in the life, or if I was a saint, either way, this beautiful being will take that soul and shower that individual with a lot of love, a lot of care, a lot of warmth. And then this very pure love becomes a mirror of truth in front of me. And then I actually become my own judge. And I will see all the things which I have done in that part that I just played. And whatever accounts are there, meaning whatever actions I've performed from previous parts also, this will come in front of me. What will this light do at that time? Because anytime we realize something we've done wrong, meaning when we realize we've given sorrow to someone, our conscience becomes judgmental. We say our conscience bites at that time. So in this process, I will see very clearly, without any excuse or reason, whatever I've done to give sorrow to others. What will this gentle light do at that time? Will this light become a judge or take on the form of wrath, a punisher? No. This being of light will comfort me and will be almost like an attorney on my side, because at that time, I'm judging myself. And this gentle light will be like a friend to remind me, like an accountant, to remind me that, Mark, you've done many good things also. And in this way, this being of light will help me to sort out how to settle this account. Then I myself, each individual, will decide how they want to settle this account in their next part, the next part they're going to play. Then everything is decided. Which country I will go into, which family I will be in, what type of body I will have, what will be the situation wherever I go. All of this is laid out in advance. And then, when I take birth, I bring that full account with me. And as I start performing actions again, then this account gets adjusted. So, for example, let's say I had some heavy account that was coming due a little bit down the road. But before that happened, I did some type of charitable act. I did some good karma. Then what will happen is that heavy account which was due will get reduced or neutralized. In the same way, if I start doing more wrong things, then that will go also and be deposited in my account. Very simple. Now there's another thing which is very unique which happens, is that, if from back to lesson 1, we were talking about creating a spiritual awareness about ourself. A very good example of this is if you see the little babies. What is the main quality of a baby which is so attractive? Enchanting almost. The baby is completely innocent. What does it mean by innocent? It means the baby at that time, that individual, is completely aware of itself as a spiritual being, as a soul. There's no ego about the body, what type of body they have, what's the color of their skin, how much money is in the bank, where they live. No awareness of any of this. So when you look at the baby is completely innocent. This is a very unique thing that happens when we leave our body. We meet this beautiful light, and all of the ego of our body and everything connected to it temporarily goes away. And then we become completely innocent again. It's a very simple process. Now, from before, we were also talking about the 3 accounts of health, wealth, and happiness. So what happens is that if someone, for example, gives a donation, uses their hard-earned money for some charitable act to benefit others, whatever it may be, then in the future, that individual will have money. If someone is, for example, a healthcare worker, a nurse, or a technician, or a doctor, or even someone who's doing the cleaning in the hospital, and that individual serves the patients with a lot of love, empathy, and care, then in the future, that individual will have good health. And let's say someone gives happiness to others. They help others when they're down. They don't discriminate others. They love everyone equally. And they're careful not to give sorrow to others. Then in their future, they could have happiness. So like this, depending on however we live our life, then these three accounts get accumulated or deducted. So someone might be very wealthy, but the health may not be there, and the happiness may not be there. Someone might be poor, but very happy and very healthy. Someone might be very healthy, but poor. So like this, there's a variety of combinations of how the things end up. When we say that the law of karma is not the law of revenge, what it means is that if someone does something wrong to someone, then in the future, meaning in the next part, it's not that the person who was victimized or wronged will go back and find that person and take a revenge on them. It doesn't work like that. It's actually opposite. If I have done wrong to someone, then in the future, I can settle that account by doing something beautiful for them. So when we were talking about the process of settling our karmic accounts, we were talking about the last step of the power of meditation. Because this power which we get from this beautiful light, it does two things. It burns and reduces our own negative tendencies. It inspires me to do something beautiful, good with my life, to bring benefit to others. The second thing this power does is it also burns and starts to neutralize the negative effect of whatever wrong things I have done. So, whatever unresolved accounts are there, there's many ways to settle those. The preferable way is to be honest with myself, make genuine effort to change it, and empower myself so that I can guide my life in the positive direction that I want to. And then, of course, if I don't do anything at all about it, then one of the ways to settle the accounts is just good old-fashioned suffering, which is the least desirable. So in this law of karma, ignorance is not bliss. It's almost like the tax laws. Whether we understand it or we don't, there's still something due. So with the law of karma, we just want to understand how it works, because this is a machinery that we are bound by, whether we understand it or we don't understand it. And even in the Western world, we say that as you sow, so shall you reap. Very simple. This is important because, we want to be happy. We want to be peaceful. And when we start making effort to do that, then whatever unresolved things are there, sometimes these will surface. So this law of karma gives me some tools so that I can address and analyze these things objectively and start working on myself. Now, one other topic which I'll just touch on briefly is about time. We say time is eternal. So for the soul, for me, the live conscious being, I am an eternal being, and I'll go on playing variety of parts, one part after another, after another. So just have this in mind, because it's good to be aware that I am an eternal being, and the future is very beautiful. Now let us conclude today with a nice long meditation. When we start the practice of meditation, it is also the time to be in touch with my own conscience and my own feelings, so I can process and sort out everything which is going on inside. This is something that I'm not doing alone. This gentle light, the ocean of peace, my own friend, is right in front of me to help me along the way. As always, with my mind, I first make my entire body peaceful, still, completely relaxed. In 1 second, I become aware of myself as a peaceful being of light, a live, conscious being. As I review my whole life, as an observer, just watching from a distance. With a lot of courage, with an honest heart, I see all of the things that need to be resolved, and I just have a talk with this loving being of light. This light is a purifier. Whatever sorrow I've experienced from others, this gentle being of light fills me with love and empowers me this being of light reminds me of all of the beautiful qualities within me. This desire in me to be honest with myself makes me feel very hopeful for my own future. Because I know whatever efforts I make to make myself a more peaceful, kind, and loving person, these efforts and everything I experience from this will stay with me forever. Even when I leave this body of mine, it will go with me. It's never too late to make a positive change in myself. As I sit here in the company of this divine light, I feel so much at ease. Because this power, this gentle, loving power, gives me strength to stand on my own feet and reach my full potential this empowerment, this strength, that the higher being is giving me. Removes all the hurt that I've experienced and cools down the fire of anger inside. Now, my life is in my hands, and every time I sit in silence, sit in the awareness of peace, this being of light, the source of peace, will continue to guide me so that I can be happy and peaceful in my life. In this way, it's very easy to talk with myself, to talk and communicate with this subtle light, and this is called meditation. It feels so nice to remove myself for a few moments from everything in this world. This concludes session 7. Now, in our next session, we have a very special teacher, and I will introduce her in the next session, Dr. Hansa. It was very nice being with you all again, and it's so nice that you're giving your time to enrich yourself spiritually. All of this time you're investing in yourself, and it will grow and grow and grow. So look forward to seeing you next time.